Brodes Media.
Taijuan Walker sucked more than I ever even thought he would suck. Think about it. Think about what the expectations are every time he takes the mound. And somehow he actually underperformed. There were only 2 swing and misses. I was actually thinking about this. If I was on the other team, if I was someone in the front office of the other team, if you were one of those men that swung and missed, you're gone. You're gone. Taijuan Walker is so lost that he's delusional. When he talks to the media and says things are getting better because he didn't feel the exit velocity was as bad as it has been, he hasn't been getting hit as hard. Yeah, instead of 130 off the bat, it's 108. Whoop-de-damn-do. That's how destroyed and annihilated Taijuan Walker truly is. He went 6 innings and didn't even strike one guy out. He allowed 13 hits. How do you not strike out one guy by accident? So the Phillies got exactly what they deserved, and I'm not even going to get mad at the hitters. Because when the front office tells the team, we're throwing this one away in the trash before it even begins, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. You have to try and score 1,000 runs. It's funny. I heard a little bit of the crossover between Ben Davis and the crew that was inside the NBC Sports Philadelphia studios with John Kruk. And Ben Davis asked a question about why it looked as if the offense was going out there taking massive hacks and just swinging for the fences. I'll tell you why. Because Taijuan Walker's going to allow 13 hits and not strike out one person in 6 innings. The 4th inning's going to make everyone collapse in disgust around the Delaware Valley. That's why. I don't know how Altuve's first at-bat of the day didn't go over the wall. He ends up scoring anyway when Bryce Harper fell asleep at first when they threw the ball over to first, trying to get someone sleeping there with the lead. Don't even get me started on Yordan Alvarez, excuse me. I'm so down bad. Why? Why do I have to do this? What you can't allow the Phillies front office to do is get away with this nonsense. And I figured there would be fans who feel this way. I can't rationalize this thought, but I want to use this individual, Sharif, who tweeted into me around 7:30 tonight. They wanted their 4 best starters to go for Atlanta. Plus, they accomplished what they needed by winning 2 out of 3. That's pathetic. Pathetic! If you walk away and allow for that to be the takeaway. It's almost September, people. You're in a race right now. Hate to break it to you, that cute little lead you once had is slowly slipping away. And I don't think they'll lose it. But when you win 4 straight, and when things are actually starting to look good, keep it going! Because this is crushing, and it could be something that really hurts the mojo of this group. 10-0. You're almost no hit before Austin Hayes got on base. And I was kind of rooting for it because I want the Phillies to feel pain. To feel pain. We deserve better as fans. We deserve a product on the field where you're actually trying. And going to Taijuan at this point, you're not trying. You're waving the white flag. And this was obvious maybe 2 or 3 starts ago. He's got a 917. I almost gave him a little help. I almost gave him a little cushion. 917 is his ERA in his last 4 starts. Enough is enough. I'm aware that teams will have more patience than a fan base. And we, as a collective unit, will probably want things to be done sooner than they should. With that said, come on. You can't sugarcoat this anymore. He can't even generate swings and misses. Ever. He can't miss bats. He can't put guys away. And if it wasn't for Garrett Stubbs and that electric throw down the second base to get Jose Altuve trying to snag a bag, probably could have been 9-0 when it was 6-0. It's a joke. I was actually excited for a late evening game in the middle of the week. And it's funny because my wife and I just got a couple of trees planted in our backyard, and I have to make sure I spend 5 minutes or so watering each tree each day. So I put the hose out there, but there's so many mosquitoes that are hanging around that area that I can't stand out there and do it myself. So what I do is I get the hose, I put it where the roots are of the tree, and then I go inside so I don't get eaten alive because I've gotten destroyed, I'd say, over like the last week of doing this. I had to come up with a new method. Every single time I left and came back in, which it only takes about 15 seconds to change where the hose is, I come back in, it's 2-0. I come back in, they're checking to see if the home run was interfered with by the fans or not. And then I leave it 6-0. I come back at 4-0. I come back at 8-0. What the hell? Every time I go leave, Taijuan Walker's getting crushed and tattooed again. It's no surprise. It's probably good for my mental health to not actually consume that trash. But that was the clip and the rate that it was happening for Houston. And I'm sorry, but the goal, once you win the first 2, isn't to just pretend the last game doesn't matter. The goal is to sweep them. Sweep them. Why should I be satisfied with punting a game away because they already won 2? This offense had no shot, had no hope. And they looked that way. I even saw some that were excited that he at least went 6 because there was so much trouble happening through 4 that it was going to burn the bullpen anyway. And then when he gets through 6, I saw clapping hands emojis. Clapping hand emojis! Put those emojis and shove it up the ass of the people who are making some of these decisions. And I don't know who actually has final say on this. I know Topper was discussing how he feels bad for Taijuan because he is trying, and when he was on that IL stint, he tried to work on some things to help out the velocity and to try new things. And I get that. I do think Taijuan is giving what he has. What he has sucks, though. And whoever is forcing him to go out there, whether it's Dave Dombrowski or anybody else, because they're spending a lot of money for his contract, we deserve better. And honestly, at this point, it's like when a goalie allows in hockey 6 goals. At some point, you save them from yourself. That's your job. John Tortorella, let me pull whoever our goalie is at the time, put in our backup because it's kind of getting embarrassing. And I get it. Taijuan Walker hasn't taken the right paths ever since he got here, okay? He hasn't made all the proper decisions. But at some point, the guy doesn't have it. Not only do you have to do yourself right and do your players right, your everyday guys right, but I think there's a sense of urgency, or should be. There should be a sense of urgency to get him out of his own way. if that makes sense. He stinks. And I got a lot of Mets fans saying I told you so. Even when he was in New York, though, it wasn't that. He's not a major league pitcher. There were times where he may have not have been perfect, and he might have got roughed up a little bit. But there were still reasons to believe that he can be in a rotation as a fourth guy or a fifth guy in a Major League Baseball rotation. He had 20 first pitch strikes of the 28 batters that he faced. 20 first pitch strikes. So he's working with 0-1 counts. That makes these numbers even more mind-numbing. That's the name of the game. Work out in front. He's legitimately working out in front. He's starting at bats 0-1. 0-1. And can't do a damn thing with it. Holy hell. You can't make this stuff up. So as I mentioned to start the program, it's even worse than we ever could have even imagined. And think about the ones who spent money to go to this game, who sat out in the heat to go to this game. I was actually thinking about it. Do I maybe hop on SeatGeek, use promo code Brodes, get $20 off, and find myself sitting at CBP this afternoon? Then I went to the weather and went, okay, I don't know. And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. It's Taijuan Walker. That stiff doesn't deserve my time.